We are joined by the wonderful Laufey.
Bad when I talk to you. It is so lovely to see you again, Laufey. I'm so excited to get into this song, into this chat. And also a little bit later, we have some very special fan questions. And may I just say, I feel like you have a very signature fan base. Like, they are very, very special. They're unlike any other fan base, really.
They're the best. They're so nice.
After hearing all of their questions as well, because they sent through sort of voice notes, they all could be very good at doing ASMR as well. They're very softly spoken fans.
Yeah, I feel like they're all like very studious and soft spoken, and really like I definitely get that experience from them too, which is good.
Yeah, we were just talking off the mic before we got into this chat about the fact that last time we spoke to you, which was in March last year, you were on tour, you were in between countries on a bus somewhere in the world. Where are we chatting to you from today?
I'm in LA.
LA? What are we up to in LA?
Well, I live in LA, so I'm home right now, but I'm just, promoting new music, and I was in the studio today, so.
I saw recently as well, you were in the kitchen baking as well.
Yeah.
Fighting the allegations of Laufeycakedup. So
Yeah, I mean that was this afternoon, so very, very updated take. Yeah, I don't know why all the searches on my TikToks were Laufeycakedup, and I kind of like made like a joking video about it, like why? And then everyone was like, you should bake a cake, and now when people search Laufeycakedup, it's just you making a cake, and I was like, that's so funny. So me and my friend made a cake. It's maybe not my strongest suit, but I had fun making it, and I think that's what's important.
Absolutely. It is what's important. And I love that you're cooking, in the kitchen. You've also been cooking in the studio. We do have this new song, Silver Lining. It is so romantic, and it's only once you really listen to the lyrics that you realize how kind of darkly romantic it is. Do you consider yourself a romantic person?
Definitely. I'm like a lover girl to the core. I'm definitely I think I'm a very optimistic person, and I think being romantic and being like a romantic is a form of optimism.
What's the most romantic thing that you've done for someone, or that someone's done for you?
A couple of things come to mind. I think the most romantic thing I've maybe done is like given someone a piano, like slipped a piano into his house when he wasn't there. That's maybe one of my more like romantic things, but the idea was like, to give the gift of music. So that was fun.
I beg your finest pardon?
I was going to say, I have a million questions about this.
Slipping a piano into someone's house when they're away.
Logistically, how did that work? Were you the one kind of
honestly, it was insane. Like it was a two-person job, and it took a lot of planning like the piano movers and buying it, and everything was a crazy feat, but we made it work. I basically was like, I can't tell you what's happening, but you've got to get out of the house. And I like, as like a side surprise, kind of made it sound like a party was going to be held there or something. I don't know.
I can only assume that piano would be the last thing on someone's list of things happening in their house.
Right? That's why it was a good surprise.
Exactly.
You never expect it.
And honestly, if someone's not slipping a piano into my house when I'm away as a sign and act of love, I don't want it.
That's the bar.
Yeah.
For the most romantic thing that's happened to me, I just thought of it. I'm a very anxiously attached person, as happens. And before I went on a long tour, I got like an open in emergency letter. The emergency being me spiraling because I'm anxiously attached. And I opened it like on the second day of tour because I was already spiraling. But it was the sweetest letter, just kind of like confirming that everything was going to be okay.
Where did Silver Lining first come about?
It came about in New York City. I was writing at Electric Lady, and I had one day just, that I gave to myself to just write and play around with the instruments in the studio and see what inspired me. And I saw this old guitar in the corner, and I started playing it, and I was like, whoa, I really want to make like a soulful kind of like 50s love song ballad. But it's so hard to make a love song and make it feel honest. Every word about love has been, it's hard to find new words about love that haven't been repeated in songs like that. So it was a really fun challenge, and I definitely tried to keep it in my language, like everything I say is something I've said before. And there's like random lyrics and things that like kind of don't make sense, but like it's kind of up to the listener to interpret. Yeah, that's kind of, and then we recorded it the next day, just live, me playing guitar, my producer Spencer playing bass, and a drummer that I work with often called Jordan Rose playing drums. And we just played it all at once and let all the microphones and amps bleed into each other, and it kind of created this really vintagey sound. But it was just more than that, just super fun.
It does sound so live and you really hear the fullness, and I feel like the music video brings that to life even more, that really grand sense that this song brings. Your sister Junia is the creative director of the music video. It's set at this masquerade ball. What was your favorite idea that she brought to the video?
So many ideas. I think all the masks, the masks that are in many ways Easter eggs and motifs from the album, many of those were her idea. I think also just the whole visual world. She had such a clear vision for it.
Were you spooked by the masks at all?
Oh yeah, I was so spooked. But that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be really weird because I feel like I'm turning a new chapter where, it's not all about beauty in a way. It's not all about what you expect either. Like I really love the weird and I like the freaky, and I think it's kind of like, for me, like that's what love is. It's beautiful, but it's, it will bring everything out in you, every single part of you, the devil part of you, the angel part of you, every single emotion within you is brought out when you can't keep the mask on for very long. And that's kind of, what I see the video as. Also, I just think life is such a masquerade. Like everyone's just putting a mask on. Like that's something I really discovered in the last year. So
I'm so excited now to dig back into the music video, knowing that those masks are kind of Easter eggs and clues for what we can expect from Laufey 3. Now, I know that your fans as well, hearing that, are going to be digging into it. And we did ask for some fan questions. So let's jump into the first one. This is from Summer.
I would like to know who your like top 3 artists are, like who you listen to the most. Anyways, love you guys.
The top 3 artists you're listening to the most right now.
The Marías, definitely. Been listening to a lot of Role Model, who I recently sung with, and I think I sang with him his song Longest Goodbye on stage in LA, and I kind of dove into his whole album after that. And I'd listened before, but I really paid attention this time, and I've just been playing it all weekend. And the new Ariana Grande, I've been listening to a lot of. Okay, and then one more. I know it's 3, but Connie Francis. I've been listening to a lot of Connie Francis.
Okay. Connie Francis.
Great picks.
Yeah.
What a playlist.
Absolutely. Well, let's head to Portugal now. A fan, Joaj, actually has quite a few questions.
So first, if your music had a flavor, what would it taste like? What's the most ridiculous idea you had for a song? If you could ghostwrite a song for any artist, who would it be and what would it sound like? And do you ever write music just for yourself, like songs for one specific moment that no one else will ever hear? Thank you, guys.
I loved all of these questions. The first one, we can rapid fire through them. The first one is, if your music was a flavor, what would it taste like?
Right now, of course, cinnamon.
Yes. The next one is, what's the most ridiculous idea you had for a song?
Oh my God, I had an alphabet soup idea where I was, drinking or eating soup, alphabet soup, and I looked down at my spoon and it spelled out the name of a X. It was like, and I saw your name in the alphabet soup. That one, I genuinely thought it was really good. And I still, in a way, think it's salvageable, but I keep going back to it being like, oh, maybe I can work something out of it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Laufey, your mind.
The next one is, if you could ghostwrite a song for any artist, who would it be?
Maybe Ariana Grande, honestly.
And the last one from Joaj was, do you ever just write songs for yourself?
That's always how I start. I'm like, because I need to be completely free of any shackles when I start writing. So if it's a really sensitive or kind of like close to me subject, I'm like, you know what? Nobody ever needs to hear this, but I need to get this off my chest and it needs to become a song. And then it always, like, I always end up loving it and knowing that it will serve someone or something, or can be interpreted to, like, different listeners can interpret it in different ways. So I always end up putting it out.
Now let's get into the next question. This is from Rocco, and I will say this is maybe the most asked question.
Hi Laufey, my name's Rocco, and I was just wondering who your biggest musical inspiration is, because I love your music so much and it's really interesting to see where some of your ideas have come from. Thank you.
Your biggest musical inspiration?
So sweet. Probably Chet Baker. Honestly, I think Chet Baker or Ella Fitzgerald.
The classics, the icons.
Absolutely. And to round it out, I mean, let's hear from Julia, this last question.
Hi, Laufey. My name's Julia, and my question is, if you were to describe your next project in 3 words, what would they be? I just love you so much. So, like, thank you for just existing the way that you do and creating art that brings me so much comfort and peace. It's just so special, and you are just so special. So thank you. I love you.
Julia, with such
I love you, Julia. That's so cute.
So gorgeous.
Okay, 3 words. I'd say whimsical, strange. I really want to say extroverted.
Ooh. I'm surprised
Yeah.
rap isn't one of those. Because, I mean, a lot of people are expecting the rap album from you.
I know.
Bit of
Listen.
boom bap.
Listen, am I not in the studio today? Like, I continue. I listen to my fans. I'm working on it.
Mixing and mastering the diss track.
Yeah, the Junia diss track.
I know. It's busy work being an artist.
Absolutely, which is why we can't take any more of this precious time from you. Laufey, what a bloody pleasure. Thank you so much once again for stopping by.
Thank you all. Thank you. That was so sweet. So, goodbye.